tonight, December 11th. It's the 11th of the month, and we are Change Colorado. They do it every 11th of the month. That's how you do it, folks. Just get out there, get the banner raised in some traffic. 9/11 was an inside job.
Officer. Morning.
What's going on?
We're just here educating the people about 9/11.
Okay,
trying to demand a new investigation.
I'm all about protest and people voicing. Okay, you can't do this though.
Why?
It's against the law to have anything on the bridge or overpass. So you guys could maybe find a new location.
What's the statute that says that we're not allowed to be here?
The statute, I don't know it by heart. But if you guys want, maybe you could just move to...
What about down on the hill down there, the grass hill?
Well, you want to be at a place where you get the most contacts, and maybe down, closer downtown, maybe? You know, where most of the people are going. Maybe right off of 6th and Calumet would be good. Just as long as you're not... No, you can't be on a bridge.
Just can't be on a bridge.
Right.
But we can be on the side of the highway.
Maybe if you guys are trying for the most people, I'm just thinking where the most people go is that way.
Yeah, you were correct.
But you guys can't be here, okay? And I will tell your people at Perry unless you guys want to call them.
Yeah, if you want to go talk to them, that would be fine. Because we're kind of independent from each other, so.
Oh, okay. All right, so if you guys just pick up, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. So instead, we decided that we would just come down a little bit closer to the highway instead. Let them get a little bit better view of our banner. Investigate 9/11 now.
No signs of life here, save the embers. The occasional flame. We know the way but can't remember. Conception to the grave. Confessions from the greatest heights.
Alright, 11th of the month. Back again at the World Trade Center here. It's actually over here. We're in Denver, Colorado. Lots of big skyscrapers around. We're talking about why have those buildings never fallen down at free fall speed? You know? What happened? They're not on fire, just like building number 7. You know, it had a couple structural fires and then it just seemed to collapse into dust. What happened? So we're out here, experts speak out, and Blueprint for 9/11 Truth, made by architects and engineers. We're gonna get the information out the best we can. Something like this. Give it a try at your own time. On the 11th of the month, whenever. Everybody, we got a big lie that's still being perpetrated right now. Some people think there was only 2 buildings that collapsed on 9/11. There's actually 3 buildings. So if you didn't know that, that's okay. We're here to help you out and teach you about what happened really on 9/11, about the 3rd building. It's called the World Trade Center number 7. To admit that building number 7 came down at free fall speed. It shatters their paradigm, because if that happened, then all the other things they've told might be untrue. We might be getting lied to by our very government, saying that the terrorists are trying to kill us, when it might be government lied to trying to kill us.
Has happened before. Remember the Nazis? They would never have admitted to being a totalitarian state or having a dictator.
Wasn't the Reichstag a documented false flag terror event?
Oh yeah, that's right. They burned down their own parliament building.
History repeats itself.
History, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
Number
She have a winner! She knew! Building number 7. Who else? Who's brave enough to admit? Yeah, I knew about building 7.
Here's the evidence.
The government pulled it.
Check it out.
They lied about it for insurance money and opium money in Afghanistan and oil money in Iraq and weapons contracts from here on out. Obama's actually gone into more countries than Bush has, folks. A lot of lies going on in the media. A lot of brainwash going on in our education. A lot of poison in our food and our vaccines.
Wow, you're very
You
should join
everything. They're coming at us from all angles, folks. Gotta wake up. This is my attempt at what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to pull you out of the matrix. Rip you right out. Come join us.
Have a nice day, brother. Much love to you, man.
Fuck you, fuck you.
Have a good one.
I like what our troops do. Get the fuck out of our country.
That's exactly what Bush said.
It's exactly temporary. Government flu is temporary only if you choose to get rid of the government flu. Otherwise,
we should make, oh God, we should make like a Bill Nye the Science Guy show.
We should do like a 9/11 science. Bruce and Johnny, the science guys. Bruce and Johnny. Bruce and Johnny.
I have a short story about oppression. I came from a country where a knock on the door in the wee hours of the morning by the military goons of a dictator could either mean an arrest, incarceration, torture, or even death. I had a brother who was incarcerated without any charges being filed. He happened to pass by a checkpoint, a military checkpoint, one of the many during that time. They found a little leaflet on him. It's not even subversive, but they threw him in a military brig anyway, without any charges filed. That is oppression, ladies and gentlemen, patriots. I came to America legally, by the way. And embraced freedom like my life depends on it.
It does!
And it does! Because I will never live under oppression. What does these people doesn't understand? There's a lady there with the Second Amendment. Can you come forward, please? There's a lady there with the sign, the complete Second Amendment. I want us, everybody, please come over here. Come over here in the middle. In the middle, please. We want you all to recite this. Are you ready? A well-regulated militia. There you go. Of the people shall not be infringed. What do these boneheads doesn't understand about that simple sentence? That is a very simple sentence, and yet they were sworn to protect it. To protect and defend that very same sentence. That's the same paragraph. And now, what are they doing? They're infringing it. Incrementally, gradually. You know, history just keeps repeating itself. When the dictator has the grand design of declaring martial law, he consolidated his powers through executive orders, edicts, proclamation, so he can have more executive power over the people. Doesn't that sound familiar to you? We have a bogus POTUS who cannot even prove his eligibility, who's ruling this country like an emperor. So I urge you, pardon the accent, I urge you to convince those who are still not convinced that this is the line in the sand that we are facing, that we are doing. This is it. This is it, folks. I've seen oppression with my own eyes. I've seen people got incarcerated without any charges. Bodies floating on rivers because they happen to disagree with the regime. So let's get on with the fight. God bless America. God bless the people of America.
Joby, could you give
us one sentence about Monsanto.
If the devil himself, if Satan manifested himself into a company, he would be Monsanto.
All right.
There you go.
Destroying what our population could be.
Atrocity.
Well, Monsanto is completely destroying honeybees.
Monsanto is powerless if we grow our own food.
All right, everybody, bring it in a little bit because we're going to get excited for this march. Anybody else excited for this march like I am? Woo! All right, guys, I want to be short and sweet, but when I first moved to Colorado, I had the chance to meet Jeffrey Smith, and he changed my life. He changed what I ate, and he changed who I am today. I'm a lot skinnier, I'm a lot healthier, and I want to have you guys all do the same for your lives. Woo! Get healthier. Get those GMOs out of your food every single day you're eating them, if you're not looking at the labels. So that's what we want to get people doing, is checking out those labels. We Are Change Colorado came out today in force. We had a lot of hard work last night. We put together 600 seed packets that were donated by botanical interests onto flyers and DVDs, and we're handing them out to you folks so that you guys can use the grassroots like we have to offer and plant your own grassroots and watch the DVDs and keep the information going, and that's what we're all about. So really quick, We Are Change Colorado's got a few solutions to bring to the table. Monsanto's got us backed into a corner, and it's time that we start fighting back, right? So let's talk about a couple ideas that each of us can enact in our daily lives to fight back against Monsanto. And the first step is starting to grow your own food where you can know that it's non-GMO. So that's why we're providing these seeds. You will know that these are non-GMO because they say no GMOs, and they actually label them like that. So we got to support companies that label it no GMOs, and that's where our dollars are going to go, and that's the second solution. First solution, plant your own gardens. Second solution, only spend your money some places that are supporting local and non-GMO foods. All right, those sound good. Third solution, this one's good, and it's a friend of ours over there. He might look like John D. Rockefeller right back there. He's got a sign that says, "I love Monsanto." But that's Wayne Walton in real life. And you guys, Wayne Walton has brought together a great solution for the Colorado area, and it is local currency solution. He started right there, Mr. Rockefeller back there. In real life, Wayne Walton has started a local currency in Breckenridge, Colorado. At many, many businesses, it's accepted. I've spent the mountain hours, and it really works, everybody. Here in the Denver area is Mile High hours. So local currency, it's just starting, but we've already got a couple restaurants even onto it, like The Garden. If anyone hasn't heard of The Garden, you can go spend Mile High hours at The Garden. It's a debt-free currency. It's backed by time that we all have, that we all can provide, and it's not started by the Federal Reserve, a private group of offshore bankers stealing all of our life energy. So there we go. Those are our solutions to We Are Change. Find our activists, get our DVDs, get our seed packets, and we'll talk more. We meet every Monday night. I love everybody here. Thank you very much.
No more Monsanto!
We will vote!
No more GMOs!
No more Monsanto!
No more GMOs!
No more Monsanto!
No more Monsanto!
No more GMOs! No more GMOs! No more!
You think you might be able to get something organic, something clean and fresh, something grown locally, something real. Instead of some pesticides, synthetics, hormones, steroids, antibiotics. Roundup. Everybody knows what Roundup is. You spray it in your driveway, right? Now, you know the company that makes Roundup, you know what else they're making? The fryer oil back there. Yep. All the fryer oil is grown with soybeans that are sprayed with Roundup.
Alright guys, take a shot. You guys want to see the rest of the show? Everybody say yeah!
What they do is they put a gene inside of the soybean so that the soybean is immune to Roundup. And then they can fly over the fields and spray the whole field with Roundup, and it kills everything in the field except for the soybean. And now they're making your fryer oil.
But food since first full by all of these bloodthirsty banksters, plus they mechanized monsters. tricked by the Mason media pranksters to throw your rights in a dumpster. Come on. What y'all ready to do with your summer? Come on. I seen old prophecies turn new and I wonder. Anybody else not trying to get numbered? Anybody else not want to get numbered? Come on, tell me. Where is the land without the Gene Patton law on it? Where is the free clans and the hearts on hearts? What is not Zen with these silly little fads and trends and the media means and the marketing heads? We're going to stop the Fed. We're not going to stop at the Fed. We're going to stop the Fed. Pure poison currency. All their seeds are inbred. The ruling bloodlines of the elite. Dimmer than a cut-off reptile's head. Said brain stems. Beware them. There's this torture, decay, and ruin. Got no use for them, showing improvement.
So we were just minding our own business, marching down the mall, awakening the people, and these lovely rickshaw drivers who are obviously sympathetic to our cause decided to ferry us, and we thank you very much. We love you, and let's continue this fight.
Right there, guys. So everybody here, let's focus on energy. Let's focus all of this collective energy right here. All of our consciousness right here. And let's focus on bringing together a solution to this problem right here. We can all come together and we can beat them. We can beat them at their own game. And they're out financing us, but we have more of us. And so we're going to beat them. Just make sure you know, without the Federal Reserve, there's no Monsanto at all. Look into mile-high hours, everybody. Support your local currency, your local gardener, everything local, everything organic. Let's keep this march going.
It's May 11th, 2013. We are Change Colorado. At it again, every 11th of the month, taking action, getting the message out the best we can. Today there's only a few of us to start out the beginning of the action, but we're doing a different style of action today. I'm with Rob, Nick, and Jake. And today we're excited to announce that we've got a City of Lakewood Adopt a Street sign that is firefightersfor911truth.org. Eric Warrior's website. He's a firefighter. He's got a great amount of YouTube videos out there about what he thinks about what happened on 9/11. We're on Alameda and Denver, Colorado. You can almost see the skyline back there, and we got the Fed Center with their rows and rows of solar panels over here. This is the Colorado's Fed Center. But Rob, what do you think about getting out there every month and inspiring words for other people to just get out there and take action, even if it is only a couple people, just like us?
I just say to people, if you know what's going on about the truth of 9/11 and government corruption, you need to be speaking the truth to your friends and your family and the people that you love, so that everybody can get woken up to what's going on around here. False flag terror is a big problem. If the people don't understand that the governments often enact terror in order to justify waging war, which is pretty much the standard these days, then we're just pawns for the elite under false flag terror. So people need to wake up to false flag terror, Oklahoma City bombing, 9/11, and just keep their eyes on government at all times.
All right, Jake, what do you think? Getting out there, it's important to get out there every 11th of the month. Any words for the people out there, wise, encouraging words to get them out there?
All I have to say is, if you know about this information, you're complicit. You do not do something about it.
That's right. Nick, you got anything to add? We are Change Colorado, always doing what we can, Sometimes we got 50 people and sometimes we got 4 of us. But what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, we want to know the truth. There's plenty of things like the controlled demolition that are just iffy. We just want to know more. We want answers. We're not going to stop.
People, the time has come. The time has come. People, the time has come. Time to change. The time.
Just got question about how, like, you know, oh, well, maybe we could get in trouble for filming in a federal area. Well, it was just upheld in the Supreme Court that activists and journalists and people, members of the press, can in fact film federal institutions as long as, you know, you're not engaged in any nefarious purpose. But if it's not, I mean, if it's within, if there's no public perception of privacy, then it's still legal to film in the United States.
Well, that's a good piece of info to know, and we're going to keep on picking up some more trash. Keeping on, keeping on.
Of course, the meek are forced to read it when we treat it like sheep. Don't speak deep, leave them asleep, feed them a heap of BS just to keep them at
Well, now me to picking up trash. It's starting to rain, so Jake, you're going to head back to the car, pick up trash along that way, and we'll finish our route down to the other sign, and then we'll see you there.
All right, cool.
Sounds good. There it was. They drove by, they saw us picking up trash, and they wanted a free DVD. So that's how you do it. You get out there, get the information out. They actually ended up living right across the street from where we were picking up trash, and so they wanted to just hear what we all had to say. He actually gave us a couple of dollars too. He said, go buy yourself some soda. Well, we don't buy soda, we just buy more free DVDs to hand out to the people. So we're gonna keep on, and we're just almost to the end of our day here, and so we'll show you once we get to the end. All right.
So here we are. We're at the end of our stretch of highway. We cleaned everything up. We spread the love. We cleaned up our community, and we engaged in some truth telling. So anybody can do this. Give yourself a stretch of highway. You can help donate to the community, donate the love, and check us out. We're at changecolorado.org. Check out our YouTube channel with all our media on it. WACCTV, WACCTV on YouTube. And everyone just start, open your heart, speak the truth, and help wake all these other people up so that they can join us in this renaissance of liberty that we're about to experience.
We are Change. I'm with Total Technique. Everybody, we're really excited. It's April 20th, and Club 64 is having a great event with Elias Clay and Black Thought, and we're excited to be here. But we got breaking news in Denver. There was just a big scare. All the people at Denver Civic Center Park ran out, and we were actually there. We'll have footage of that, and it was pretty scary out there. It was the tense situation, and everybody went storming out. So do you have anything to say about that at all while you're in Denver? I know it's not a way to welcome you, but
I mean, I think it's interesting because someone had asked me to speak at that, so I was technically supposed to be there. And then at the last minute, they were like, well, logistically, there are too many speakers or something. We'd have to put you on at like 8 o'clock. I was like, yo, dude, I got a show at 8 o'clock. So I guess everything happens for a reason. I just hope people don't blame hip-hop or music for something like this. You know what I mean? I think it's so funny that now, especially in the wake of some of the news coming to light about what happened in Boston, people are talking about hip-hop as if it's the negative influence that caused people to do this. And I think that's really, there are racial undertones to that. I think it's a cop-out because politicians don't want to deal with their policies and what they've done. We're not here to discuss conspiracy theories or whatever happened or what didn't happen. We're not there yet. I think we need to collect evidence before people start jumping to conclusions. But definitely, I see already what people are doing. You know what I mean? For example, the fact that they're from Chechnya is going to bring less scrutiny towards the human rights abuses that were committed by Russia there in that country. You know, we're obviously going to have a lot of tighter laws, more security. Whether or not this is going to affect gun control, they voted for no more background checks. Now, personally, you know what? You can call me whatever you want to, but I believe that... Good. I believe that if you're going to buy a semi-automatic weapon, you're going to buy something with the potential to destroy people, I want to know if you have a fucking mental illness, dude. That has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. That has nothing to do with banning guns. You're never going to ban guns in this country. But if somebody has a history of abusing their wife, abusing their children, of sexually abusing people, of violence towards women, towards children, towards other people, I want to know if they have a fucking, an Uzi. You shouldn't have an AK-47 like that. I'm sorry to say that. You fucked up, homie. Now, the difference is what's going to happen with, you know, the rights of people who have been incarcerated. Are those going to be taken away all of a sudden? Because it seems like we only want to torture and we only want to take guns away from certain types of people. You know, they'll look at me and be like, oh, well, we need to take his gun away, you know? And then someone like that, from a biased point of view, will look at you and be like, well, he needs his gun rights. Or, you know what? We should torture these people because they know something. They're American citizens. Oh, but they're Muslims, so it doesn't matter. Well, did any of these GOP lawmakers ask for the maniacs who blew up Oklahoma to be tortured to find more information? What about this nut job that shot up the Colorado theater? He had his entire house booby-trapped. Did anybody from any political party mention him possibly being tortured to find out if he had more bombs hidden somewhere else? See, it's this type of inconsistency that I think takes away from the credibility of America.
The inconsistencies that I was going to ask you about a lot of those things. I'm glad you just went right through it. And that's really the James Holmes thing. It took him many hours on TV to disarm his house, and yet in Boston, they disarmed the bomb without, telling them who their source was. They disarmed the bomb, and it was half the way across town.
Like I said, I can't speak on that because we haven't heard all the evidence yet. I'm just saying that I see how it's playing out. People are blaming music. Music ain't got nothing to do with this. Nobody ever blamed, Vietnam on rock and roll. Fuck y'all blaming some terrorist attack on hip hop? That's absurd. You just don't like hearing about yourself. I know why people don't like hip hop. Because this country don't like hearing about itself. Already you have so many states that want to change history. We want to change the way that slave masters are portrayed because that's really unfair to us. Dude, if you don't like what your ancestors did, guess what, motherfucker? You got the rest of eternity to make up for it. But don't sit here and rewrite history to make it seem as if it wasn't this. For example, the Second Amendment, was it used forever at any point or ever at any time to enforce slavery? Yes. Does that mean that guns should be banned because they're equivalent to slavery? No. But I'm just saying, if you're afraid of your own history, if you're always trying to rewrite it, then you end up painting yourself into a corner of hypocrisy, a corner where you look like a hypocrite. Shout out, I like that.
So,
Marley L, that's what's up.
So, yeah, it's 420 in Denver, and it's the holiday, and that's kind of, I wanted to bring it back in. Our change is refocusing. We're going all about solutions. We're talking local currencies lately, organic gardens, and then we're trying to focus on being the change and forgetting about everything else, letting all this affect us and change our perception on the world. It's going to change us regardless, but we're going to make sure that we're being the change, and we're going to open up a community center where we're looking forward to keep doing our meetings. And
next time I come do a show, I'd love to come by the community center. I think that Colorado's taking an important step in the decriminalization, legalization fight. You know what I mean? Stop putting people in prison for this. Stop destroying American lives. You're ruining American lives. You're destroying American citizens. You're ruining the future of America by putting people in prison for marijuana. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Now that the prohibition is over in Colorado.
That's right, Tag. If you had a chance to tell the UN, because the UN wants to strike down Washington and Colorado, if you had the chance to tell the UN, what would you tell the UN? Good luck, right?
The amount of human rights abusers that you people support out there as the UN, all the negative, horrible things that you're involved in the world, you have some fucking nerve to come here to Colorado and say we want to put people back in prison. We want to keep incarcerating individuals just for this. I'm telling you, the American people have had enough. They've realized because it's not just poor, working class people of color anymore. Everybody is a potential Vic. Everybody is a potential Mark. Everybody is a potential prisoner. And as we realize that more and more, we realize we're one human race and we're all affected by these things. That's when more and more people will take notice and take a stand like they did in this state. And they said, hey man, if you don't like democracy, then call this the Empire of America. Because we voted yes, and we got it, and you cannot take it away from us now.
So last question, when do you draw your line in the sand? When is your line drawn? When do you use your states' rights and pick up and move, or even where you can get out of America, go wherever? What are your thoughts on?
I'm not abandoning this nation.
That's right.
We're not leaving. People have said, hey, you don't like America, leave. I won't leave. If I don't like this country, I'm going to make it better. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to tuck tail and get the hell out of here. No one's going to turn into an American political exile, unless they try to blow up my house or some shit, the government chasing me everywhere. But I doubt that's going to happen. We're not talking about some insane, plot of a bad Disney movie. We're talking about reality here. And the reality is that the people of Colorado, the people of Washington State, had their voices heard democratically within the system. They worked within the system to say, hey, you know what? We're going to change this specifically. Now, does everything change when you work in the system? No. but I think that you need to attack the problem from every aspect. So should we have people fighting on different fronts? Yes. Some people in the courtroom, some people picketing in the street, some people doing media, some people out there saying, all right, we're going to go to court and we're going to fight. You know, don't give up, man. No matter how fucked up the odds look, don't give up. Immortals like me, we are Change Colorado.
You wake up and you brush with your coffee. You shower and you spray with your axe spray. You got Fox News playing in your room, say you've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got 22 spinning on your loop day. You got paid and you stepping on a new shade. You got Little Wayne bumping on your Tomb Raid. You've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got toothpaste with your Colgate. If you shower then you spray with your axe spray. You got Fox News playing in your room, say you've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got 22 spinning on your hoop day. You got paid and you spent it on a new chain. You got Kanye bumping on your two-way. You've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. If you in a daze, let me tell you what the time is. Time to break free of the subliminal confinement. This mass-produced, superficial, toxic environment. This government-subsidized mind control experiment. I know some are feeling it, others aren't hearing it. Some will just write me off, conspiracy theorists. But the fact remains, truth stays the truth. There's a mass eugenics operation aimed at you. 9 out of 10 will be like, what's eugenics? And I'm like, oh, you know, the science of racial cleansing? That's some shit you need to look up when you get home, till you start to see what shampoo and cereal have in common. IG Farming and the corn from Taco Bell. Big Pharma got you chewing on some heavy shells plus aspartame. And the classic Coca-Cola, people get headaches when they don't drink the soda. It's 1,000 milligrams of Ativan to help you focus. When you close to remote control of the TV, if you notice it's a big screen. MKHD hypnosis, and most women see past the coaster. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate, or you shower and you spray with your axe spray. I'll tell you. Fox News playing in your room, say you've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got 22 spinning on your room day. You got paid and he's stepping on a new chain. You got Kanye bumping on your two-way. You've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. Recommended for you with brushing, always in control. And I'm telling you something, like my name's Border on insanity. That's what's found in 8 ounces of water. Damn, I can't fucking believe it. I'm here with your Change Colorado, conceive it. I didn't study nothing. This is the way we kill the New York law order when we're fucking. Everybody upside down. Yo, we're in Little Town, in Aurora. What did they do before the 9/11 tragedy? You saw the Oklahoma City building go kaboom. They said there was one bomb, but there was really two. They said there was one guy, but there's two. John Doe number 2, Timothy. Who? Wake up and you brush with your Colgate. If you shower and you spray with your axe spray. You got Fox News blowing in your room, say you've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got 22 spinning on your room day. You got paid and you stepping on a new chain. You got Little Wayne bumping on your two-way. You've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. We hit a cut through the Tavistock program. Hit a cut right through the on-solid slogans and take the mind control you here on BET. You'll probably never see me or pays on TV. That's strictly for the puppets and they use for what they selling y'all. Bling empty sex, young money, Rockefeller, y'all. Try to warn them, but they care about nada. Too entertained with Lil Wayne and Lady Gaga. And it's become ridiculous how dumbed down the scene is. Co-workers telling me that Lil Wayne's a genius. That's because the social engineers have got plans for. And people really got some low standards. But it's the kids' groups they really try to cater. Brainwashed wannabes are calling me a hater. But I don't give a fuck, I tell it like it is. See, might be on these petty little suckers trying to diss me. I'll meet you for the open-minded, level-headed youth. Ready for some real music, solving for the truth. Revolution coming in no matter what the truth stays. Now stop sipping on that heavy Kool-Aid. If you wake up and you brush with your Colgate. If you shower and you spray with your axe spray. You got Fox News playing in your room, say you've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. You got 22 spinning on your hoop day. You got paid and you stepping on a new chain. You got Kanye bumping on your two-way. You've been sipping on some heavy Kool-Aid. Get him off the Kool-Aid. Get him off the Kool-Aid. Alliance Clay.
up to the Wandering Monks and Alliance Clay. Them guys really
do what I can, you know? Johnny Hurley, We Are Change, Colorado. Just trying to reach the people, man. It's tough, but we do what we can.
I'm free and I'm proud. I'm free and I'm proud. Free and I'm proud.
The public that we don't even know. That some of us might not believe that they'll even take this DVD, but I have faith still. I have faith that they will. And that they will go home and watch it. That's what it's all about, folks. Handing out free DVDs to the people who want it and letting them go home and make their own decisions. Make their own conclusions about this stuff. This is what it's about. Just planting the seeds. It's what We Are Change Colorado is all about. It's why we meet every Monday, take donations so we can get these DVDs and hand them out to you guys. Please join us. Come hand out DVDs if you know about the Federal Reserve. Come talk to us if you want to learn about it and get active. Start taking an active role in your life. Quit letting the media run your life and dictating where you are, and it comes down to what TV shows on. Get out of that routine and start taking action with We Are Change Colorado, folks. And when they go to raise the debt ceiling once again from its level of $16.3 trillion, when we raise that debt ceiling, it's going to cause more inflation. It could cause a bank run, and if that happens, our financial system as we know it will be over, and we will be starting from scratch, my friends. So we're building a local currency, milehighhours.com, and we're building a local community of gardens and people we can rely on when things collapse, and that's what we're doing. It's just building our community, person by person. Maybe you will join our community of activists. We'd love to have you join. We Are Change Colorado meets every Monday. Donate money, give away free DVDs, plan actions like this, cover clear events. Join us though, my friend. You gotta end the Fed. It all starts with the Fed because they're causing the inflation. And it affects each and every one of you every day. Stand up. Stand up for your rights. That's what we're doing right here. Get up. Stand up. Stand up for your rights. You got free DVDs, folks. Get up. Stand up. Free DVDs for your minds. Get up, stand up. Get educated now.
Right. Join us.
You gotta get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights before they take them.
Free DVDs for you, gentlemen.
Stand up.
Teach you how to be rich and powerful like an international banker. It's good stuff. You gotta be able to lie well.
In a society with participatory government, it's good to know how to participate. It's important.
You can name when the Federal Reserve came in through an act of Congress. Federal Reserve was created what year? Anybody over here know? Anybody? Federal Reserve, 1910? Anybody? 1913? Anybody? Yep, 13. Anybody? No. 1913, the Federal Reserve was created. Same year as income taxes. This is not a coincidence, my friend. Ever since your country has been run into the ground by foreign offshore bankers. They don't care about America. They're not even American. These guys do not care about you guys. They're not doing any favors for you. They're ruining our country. You got free DVDs. It should explain everything else you need to know. But don't trust us. Keep researching. Keep chasing the truth.
I feel good about protesting the international criminal bankers.
I feel good about being outside the Federal Reserve, that is. Once again, we're back
outside the Federal Reserve. They're not federal, and they still have no reserves, and we're $16.3 trillion in debt. To who? To these guys. What's up with that? It's about time we change that. It's about time we put the power back into the hands of the people. It's about time we change things around here and cause a good change, not the bad change that we're used to with the brother Obama, because we're tired of the bad change.